Brought to you by Penguin. The Nightingale. Written and read by Sam Lee.
Introduction. It was 12 long months since first we met, so early in the spring, when the small birds they did whistle, and the nightingales they sing. The Tanyard Side, traditional English folk song, as sung by Phoebe Smith. According to folk song, birds merely whistle, but the nightingale sings. How can it be that this little brown bird, in so many ways indistinct from his fellow scrub and sky-dwelling companions, has risen to a status vocally so far above the accolades for any other bird? Before we embark on the wondrous journey concerning how this bird has sung his way into so many worlds, lives, languages, and laments, I should add the caveat that the nightingale is, in every respect, rivaled by many other technically gifted and virtuosic species. The crooning wailings of the curlew, the incandescence of the blackbird, the declarative whoops and hollering of the song thrush, or the travelogue retellings of the marsh warbler, singing back the fragments of other birds heard on its migration. These songs all warrant the same level of human adoration and reverence. But somehow, nightingales got the fat worm when it came to notoriety and cultural elevation. This comes down to timing, not just the spacious rhythmic patter and patterns in their song, but their chosen time, the night time. When most other creatures rescind their notes, leaving the land a darkened theatre between performances, in comes the nightingale, putting on a springtime show. Every bird tells a story, and each of these stories tells something of that feathered kind and of their weavings within the tapestry of our human world. Like a prism splitting light beams, the nightingale in his song refract localized notions of place, home, matters of the heart and rootedness. Though weighing in at only a few grams, the migratory nightingale carries enormous symbolic and sentimental gravitas in all of its summering homes, and appears on the tongues of people in varied levels of localized esteem, through legends, tales, and songs, each one imbuing our bird with greater depth and nuance. In sub-Saharan Africa, where the nightingale winters, there seem to be few cultural references to the bird, perhaps because it does very little singing at this point in its life. But nightingales reverberate across Europe, the Caucasus, the Near and Middle East, and all the way over to the Indian subcontinent, in some of the oldest music known to humankind. Nightingales are master infiltrators, finding their way into secular folksong and sacred devotional music alike. I came to meet the nightingale through folksong, the ancient, anonymously scribed repertoire native to the British Isles that often traces itself outwards to lands far away. Folk songs describe the various interplays between humans and the landscape. They nod to the ways in which we encounter the land, its flora and fauna, including, of course, birds. I have always been a child of nature, spending my youth and early adulthood studying the arts of nature connection and wilderness bushcraft skills with masters such as Ray Mears and John Young. In my early adulthood, the discovery of folksong was like finding a lost hieroglyphic, a language of connectedness and enchantment, sparking an exciting, deep love and hunger for these songs to be learnt and sung. The anthropologist in me, however, needed more than manuscripts and recordings to satisfy this newfound thirst, and aged 25, I embarked on a journey into song collecting. I set out to try and source the last singers stewarded in an unbroken line of oral tradition across the UK and Ireland. What I found would change my life, like discovering a meadow of thought-to-be extinct flowers that is soon to be ploughed over. I met the last of the gypsy traveller source singers, aged members of the community who in their lifetimes had witnessed the final...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?